Ever pondered over the rich history of Ramadan, the holy month of fasting for Muslims worldwide? Ramadan, a significant time in the Islamic calendar, is more than just a month. It's a period of profound reflection, rigorous fasting, fervent prayer, and an enhanced sense of community. It's a time when Muslims from all walks of life, irrespective of their geographical boundaries or cultural differences, unite with a shared spiritual goal. This holy month holds a special place in the hearts of billions of Muslims around the globe, with traditions and customs as diverse and varied as the individuals who observe it. The history of Ramadan, like the moon that marks its beginning and end, illuminates countless stories, traditions, and lessons. It's a rich tapestry, woven with threads of faith, resilience, and community spirit spreading over 14 centuries. So let's embark on a journey to explore the history of Ramadan. It all started in the 7th century, when the Quran was first revealed to Prophet Muhammad. This marked the beginning of Ramadan, a month that would become eternally significant in the Islamic calendar and the hearts of Muslims around the globe. The month of Ramadan holds a special place in Islamic history. The significance of this month can be traced back to the Arabian Peninsula, more than 14 centuries ago. It is during this month, in the year 610, that the first verses of the Quran were revealed to Prophet Muhammad. This revelation occurred on a night known as Laylat al-Qadr, or the Night of Power, which is considered the holiest night of the year in Islam. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, is believed to be the word of God as revealed to Prophet Muhammad. This divine revelation is seen as the most significant event in the history of Islam. It was the beginning of a message that would change the course of humanity, encapsulating a spiritual, social, and moral guide for all Muslims. During the month of Ramadan, Muslims commemorate this momentous revelation. It's a time of intense prayer, fasting from dawn to dusk, and reflection on the teachings of the Quran. It's a period of spiritual growth, self-discipline, and an increased focus on charitable deeds. But why is this month called Ramadan? The term Ramadan is derived from the Arabic word Ramida, or aramad, which translates to scorching heat or dryness. It's said that Ramadan was initially named so because it burns out the sins with good deeds as the sun burns the ground. So you see, the month of Ramadan is not merely a period of abstention from food and drink. It's a time to cleanse the soul, refocus attention on God, and practice self-sacrifice. It's about purifying the heart and practicing humility, all while commemorating the divine revelation that forms the foundation of Islam. And thus, Ramadan became a month of great importance to Muslims around the world. It's a time of spiritual reflection, improvement, increased devotion, and worship, all rooted in the profound history that traces back to the 7th century. Over the centuries, Ramadan's observance has evolved, with traditions being added and modified. This transformation has woven a rich tapestry of practices that beautifully showcase the diversity of the Muslim community worldwide. Let's take a step back to the 8th century. This was when the Taraweeh prayers were introduced. These are additional nightly prayers performed during Ramadan, extending the spiritual experience beyond the daily 5 prayers. Originating from the Arabic word tarwiha, which means resting, these prayers were initially performed individually but were gradually congregated, becoming a community event. Next, we move on to the establishment of itikaf, a practice of spiritual retreat in the mosque during the last 10 days of Ramadan. This tradition traces its roots back to the Prophet Muhammad, who used to seclude himself in the mosque during this period for intense prayer and reflection. Over time, itikaf has become an integral part of Ramadan, with many Muslims around the world dedicating these final days to spiritual purification and connection with Allah. The way iftar and suhoor, the meals eaten to break and begin the fast, are observed has also changed. Originally, these meals were simple, often just dates and water, but as Islam spread across different cultures and cuisines, these meals transformed into grand feasts, featuring a wide array of dishes. Today, these meals are more than sustenance. They're a time for family and community to come together, breaking bread in unity and harmony. And let's not forget about the evolution of zakat, the act of giving to those less fortunate. From simple food donations, it has grown into a global charity phenomenon, with Muslims worldwide donating billions of dollars each year in the spirit of Ramadan. Despite these changes, the core purpose of Ramadan has remained the same, a time for spiritual reflection and growth. It's a journey that transcends the physical act of fasting, leading Muslims towards a deeper understanding of their faith and a greater sense of compassion and generosity towards those less fortunate. In today's world, Ramadan has taken on new forms, adapting to different cultures and societies. This holy month of fasting, prayer, reflection, and community is observed by Muslims worldwide, each region lending its own unique flavor to the Ramadan experience. From the bustling streets of Kuala Lumpur to the serene landscapes of Scandinavia, Muslims everywhere unite in their observance of this sacred time. In Indonesia, for instance, Ramadan is marked by vibrant night markets, while in Egypt, it's common to see colorful lanterns, known as fanus, adorning the streets. In Turkey, drummers roam the streets in the pre-dawn hours, waking people for their sahur, the meal before the fast begins. But it's not just regional traditions that shape Ramadan in the modern world. Technology too has made its mark, revolutionizing the way Muslims observe this holy month. There's been a digital transformation, so to speak, in Ramadan practices. Thanks to technology, Muslims can now access prayer times, find the direction of the Kaaba, and even read the Quran right from their smartphones. There are apps that provide daily reminders for prayer times and others that offer inspirational Islamic content. Some even connect users to virtual communities where they can share their Ramadan experiences, fostering a sense of global unity. This digital shift has been particularly beneficial in places where Muslims are a minority and may not have easy access to a mosque or Islamic center. It's also been a boon during times of social distancing, helping Muslims stay connected to their faith and community even when physical gatherings aren't possible. Yet, despite these changes, the core principles of Ramadan remain the same: fasting, prayer, reflection, and charity. Whether it's a meal shared with family, a quiet moment of prayer, or a generous act of giving, these practices are the heart of Ramadan. They remind us that while the way we observe Ramadan may evolve, its essence remains constant. Yet regardless of where it's observed or how it's adapted, the essence of Ramadan remains unchanged. In the present day, Ramadan holds a special place in the hearts of Muslims worldwide. It's a time of the year that is eagerly anticipated, a period that brings with it a sense of tranquility, introspection, and a renewed focus on faith. Ramadan today is more than just a religious observance. It's a global event that transcends borders, cultures, and languages. Despite the fast-paced nature of the world we live in, Ramadan encourages us to slow down, to reflect, and to appreciate the simpler things in life. One of the most beautiful aspects of Ramadan is the sense of community it fosters. During this holy month, the spirit of togetherness is palpable. In cities and towns across the globe, Muslims come together to break their fasts, to pray, and to celebrate. The communal meals, known as iftar, aren't just about food. They're a celebration of community and solidarity, a testament to the bonds that unite us. Ramadan is also a time of charity. It's a reminder of our shared responsibility towards those less fortunate. Muslims are encouraged to give zakat, a form of almsgiving, which is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. In this way, Ramadan serves as a catalyst for good deeds and encourages a spirit of generosity. At its core, Ramadan is a time for spiritual reflection and growth. It's a time to cleanse the soul, to seek forgiveness, and to reconnect with one's faith. The fasts, the prayers, the nights spent in worship, these are all avenues towards spiritual enlightenment. In the hustle and bustle of our everyday lives, Ramadan provides a much-needed pause. It's a time to step back, to reflect on our actions, and to strive to become better individuals. From its origins in the 7th century to its modern-day observance, Ramadan serves as a beacon of faith, unity, and spiritual renewal. It's a time of the year that continues to inspire, to uplift, and to bring us closer to our shared humanity. So, what have we learned about the history of Ramadan? In our journey through time, we've traced Ramadan back to its origins, uncovering the profound roots of this sacred time of fasting, prayer, and reflection. We've seen how Ramadan evolved, with practices deepening and diversifying to reflect the changing times and diverse cultures of the Muslim world. In the modern world, despite the rapid pace of life and technological advancements, Ramadan remains a time of spiritual focus, self-discipline, and community. We've seen how this holy month continues to be a significant pillar of Islam, touching the lives of Muslims worldwide. Whether it's the breaking of the fast with iftar, the communal Taraweeh prayers, or the festive celebration of Eid al-Fitr, the essence of Ramadan remains unchanged. It's a time for spiritual growth, compassion, and unity. The history of Ramadan is a testament to the enduring spirit of faith, unity, and self-discipline that defines this sacred month.